Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. As the title suggests, oh, let's see something 1 second. Also, I want to make sure that my audio is working. And okay, as the title suggests, was Jason out of line with Anna on General Hospital? Now let's make sure that. Okay, as the title suggests, was Jason out of line with Anna on General Hospital? I think he was. Sean says no. Sean says no. Now let's get the roll call and we'll get this started. First of all, a huge shout out to Amy H. Let's everyone thank Amy H for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amy H is in the chat. Black Mars in the chat. Sean is in the chat. Black Mars in the chat. Alicia's in the chat. Johnson's in the chat. I don't think so. He was right. So Krista is in the chat. How you doing tonight? So I guess jail was just not a possibility then, right? Because that's what Brendan said was going to happen. If she would have told Jason, she would have went to jail. But I guess jail is worse than that they're risking. Her freedom is worth risking than that they're telling Jason. She would have also went to jail. I guess we're just gonna act like that's not a thing. Okay, all right. Never mind. I'm doing good, Black Mom. Thank you for asking. I hope you are well. Oh, interesting, interesting, interesting. Where is my damn water at? Okay, there we go. Okay, everything is good. Thomason lost his goddamn mind, Jonathan. And you're so out of pocket for him going out broke. Let me get this straight. You're upset with Brooke, but you're not upset with your dad. And Monday's episode looks interesting. I will say that much. Monday's episode was interesting. I'm glad they hit out Black Mind. Glad they hit out. Okay. All right. That is the question tonight. Now, of course, we're going to sit there and talk about all the shows and everything that happened on each show. Um, Facts, Black Mon, facts. Facts. Lee, yeah. Hey, I'm like, and I may actually do a separate video about that, Black Mon. I'm gonna talk a little bit about it, but I'm gonna probably condense into an actual video tonight, if depending if I get drunk or not. If I get too tipsy. Elisa says, look up trees, and Anna isn't guilty of that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't doubt your opinion. Alicia, trust me, when it comes towards that stuff, you're my go-to girl. But I also understand how the soaps was good, Ron. 1 second. I also understand how why, Krista, and what's good, Afro? How you doing tonight? I also understand that a lot of times with these soap operas, they tend to play very fast and loose with the laws. Things that you wouldn't normally go to jail for or get in trouble for, and you wind up getting in trouble for just said that. So while Alicia is right from a legal standpoint, we all know how these shows go fast and loose with the laws. And it's good, Krista. I mean, listen. The show needs a summer. The show needs a summer. If it's not going to be her, it needs to be somebody else. Now, Ron says, "What's your opinion on Rachel visiting her mom at prison? It was out of pocket. I understand why she did what she did, but like that's how I look at it, Alicia. It's like I know you on point the law, so I'm not even going to question that. I just you know, and that's a lot of times though. Like even on B, like with the law stuff, I know I have a lot of subscribers that are lawyers, but a lot of my subscribers are also doctors too. So you know what I'm saying? Like certain things that they be doing, I'm just like, what the? No, I thought it was out of pocket. I understand why she did what she did, but it was out of pocket. Like you scared a bunch of people. God knows what could have happened to you, and you did it again and act like you was proud of it. Like you a bad little girl, honestly. And this is another reason why I'm like, Rachel, you belong in juvie. You belong in juvie. You belong in goddamn juvie. And yeah, Thomas is out of pocket. Why not have that same energy for your dad? Because the show needs romance, Ron. Because the show needs romance. But I don't know. Me personally, and I've said this in my review. So if I'm saying it again, and I know it probably annoys people, I'm sorry. But I felt like Jason was out of pocket. I felt like Jason was out of pocket. You give a robot what's good, me cop. You give a robot emotions, and clearly he don't know what to do with them. You should have told me. Yeah, because she's gonna go to jail for your dumbass. No. No, 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 no. Listen, just because you want to sit there and go to jail for Carly and the Corinthos and, you know, sacrifice your life and your happiness for them, don't mean that she's going to sit there and sacrifice her life and her happiness for you. Like my dude was straight up out of pocket. I was like, bro, I don't know what's going on. You and your feelings probably haven't felt. Eh, well, we can agree to disagree on that, Alicia. I know where you stand. Okay, but the thing is, though, Sean, 1 second, Ron. The thing is, though, Sean, Jason wouldn't have let that happen. I don't know about you, but I'm not taking that chance, though. I'm not taking that chance with my freedom, you know? And like she said, she could have went to jail, and she's not taking that chance. Regardless if Jason would have let that happen or not, that was a risk that she wasn't willing to, that was a risk she wasn't willing to take. And I get that. Weinar was Weinar was decent. Billy I'm surprised Sally's still with Billy at this point. I'm just like, I don't know. Like the company is going to go under. Jack pulled funding because Billy decided to act like a dick, and he's just like, "Oh, well, if I work at Kane, we can both get what we want." And I'm just like, that wasn't her plan, and it really shows how much he does not respect her. He respects her in general, but I don't know. But yeah, on B&B, they're actually gonna sit there and show a gay couple on the show. CJ Prince was good. Oh, okay, you just erased it. Um, that's my problem. That's my problem, Ron. It's like the actress that plays Sophia is a bad actress, and I don't know what the hell Tate Smith they're doing next week with her. I don't understand why he's Smith even being that silver to her now. He's all like, "Oh, I don't think that she's gonna lie." Like, Now, Princess Anna was not going to go in no jail. Brennan just said that to keep Anna from telling Carly the truth. Eh, okay. Well, Beyond the Gates wasn't terrible, me Cobb. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. It was okay. It was okay. Like if you had to watch a line of soaps, I wouldn't put Beyond the Gates first. I wouldn't. I don't know how many soap operas you watch, but I wouldn't put it first. Oh, I would actually put B&B first. Well, I mean, not ahead of GH, but like I don't I don't know if you just watch the CBS soaps or like what's the soaps you watch, but and Beyond the Gates weren't bad. It was just like it was okay. It was like it seemed more like a Monday episode than like a Friday episode, you know? Jonathan, yes, they did have LGBT couple before, but that's before they started airing in Dubai. That's before they started airing in Dubai. So it's it's not, you're right. It's not the first LGBT couple, but it's the first LGBT couple since they started airing in Dubai. Um, how you doing tonight, Amber? Ron says, Albert, I'm upset that Melinda Trash got herself caught up in Sophia SBS to hope that she doesn't go down. Oh, yeah, she definitely gonna lose that license. Alicia says I saw in the previews Leslie. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Listen, Leslie's annoying, but she got a body. She got a body, and Nicole's been acting stank, so I don't blame Ted. Johnson says I heard that Paramount made a bid to buy out Warner Brothers. I can see the benefit. Well, I'll be cool with that. I mean, Warner Brothers clearly don't know what the hell they're doing, so yeah, let somebody else sit there and take over the ship. I'm totally fine with that. And honestly, tell you the truth, she should go down. She deserves to sit there and lose her license. Her dumb ass deserves to sit there and lose her license. Like I get that she identified with her in a lot of ways, but like when Mom Dukes, here's the thing: when Mom Dukes told her to like back off and leave it alone, she should have respected her mother's wishes. She may not have agreed with Amy, but she should have respected it. And that was a problem. Mm. But see, that's the thing, though. Okay, Ryan, I'm glad you don't care about the show. Um, but that's the thing, though, Jonathan. So you say, but unfortunately, we can end up getting less content as a result. I'm okay with less content if it means more quality. That's like less episodes, but more quality episodes. I'm okay with. Prince says, about how do you feel about a grown ass man as Thomas wanted? Yo, that shit is weird as fuck. Like that's some weird shit. You listen, I get everyone is down, I get everyone gets down about their lives or whatever, and they get lost and stuff. Part of me's kind of like, boo-hoo, you're still rich, so it's like let's not sit there and act like they're gonna shut off your lights next week. But um, and what's good, Jay Blue? But that's a weird shit, bro. CBS is already tied to Warner Brothers in a sense. I mean, you know that the right, Jonathan. Like CBS and Pix11, like it was good cherry ice cream. CBS and and Warner Brothers are already they're already they're already tied together. Like they're already yeah, they're a part of each other. Not exactly, but like I don't know exactly. Yes, I did, Ron. I saw the previews. Yeah, I probably have to look into it more, but I thought they kind of were. What's good, Susan R? How you doing tonight? Ah, okay, all right. Thank you, Jonathan. Okay, but okay. But yeah, I saw the previews for Days from. I did. That listen, that merger. Nope, they're not. Yeah, I did, Susan. I I made it through the day. I made it through the day, so I'm happy. But Prince, what do you mean they're not really bringing they're so they're really not bringing Beyond the Gates on YouTube? What do you mean, like showing still? He's still, I mean, he's still butthurt about being fired. I mean, well, what do you mean, Prince? Prince, what do you mean, like they're not bringing Beyond the Gates on to YouTube? You mean like somebody's not gonna like screen record the whole thing and put it up for people to watch, like they do with The Young and the Restless? I mean, part of me, I don't know, Alicia. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me, I do understand why Engel is upset. I do. I get it. I understand why he's upset. The dude got fired. He got un. Well, technically, okay, like okay. So they are, and they're not. Like you can watch, you can buy episodes of Beyond the Gates and watch it on YouTube. But um, you know, Alicia, I was gonna sit there and ask you why you don't like Stephen A. Smith. I'm very curious about that. You can buy episodes of one second run. You can buy episodes of Beyond the Gates and watch it on YouTube, just like you can buy episodes of General Hospital and watch it on YouTube. But you're not like if you see a whole episode of General Hospital on YouTube, like that shit ain't legal. Like somebody practically like bootleg that and put it up for people to sit there and watch. If that makes sense. Now Ron says, why don't you want Amy raising her grandchild? Understand that she already has a child. Well, there you go. She already has a child. Yeah, but that shouldn't be placed on Amy. She already had two children. Oh, well then yeah, okay, then yeah, Prince CJ, then um yeah, that's just listen, that's just hoping that somebody has to sit there and screen record the entire episode and put it up on YouTube. And usually they take that shit down anyway. They just been more lazy with General Hospital. So that's pretty much all that is. I mean, yeah, you seeing it for free. That's just because somebody just. Well, the thing is, Alicia, I don't know anything about Stephen A. Smith. That's my whole thing. I don't know anything about him. Like that's my whole thing, Alicia. That's why I'm asking you because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't pay attention to certain celebrities like that. That's why I'm asking you to sit there and tell me why you don't like him. I don't know him like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know that much, but like, I don't. What's good, Eagle? That would be interesting. Okay, Ron, I don't know what it is that you're talking about, but I'll get to you in a second. Prince CJ says I would not only jade all the other soaps. Why not has been fired this week? Okay, I feel like we're kind of on two different pages. Like what I'm saying, Prince, is that if you watch General Hospital on YouTube, you watch whatever on YouTube, Bold and Beautiful. All that stuff is somebody like a user pretty much screen recorded that. So like, you're probably not gonna sit there. You're probably not gonna sit there and see it on there. You're probably not gonna see it on there unless somebody actually screen records it. And it usually doesn't stay up for that long. So it's not like YouTube is just letting them do it. They've just been getting lucky and getting away with it. If that makes sense to you. And Johnson says, "Do you think Johnny Chanel could end up adopting the baby?" Um, I think that would be the best case scenario, Jonathan. I think that would be the best case scenario. That'd be the best case scenario. But it would be also kind of sad to sit there and see Javi lose that child. Sean says, "Why not? YT is the worst way to watch soaps." Nobody has Alicia. No one actually has seen her dad. And the thing is, Sean is 100% correct. It is actually pretty shitty to sit down and watch um the soaps on YouTube because they have to do it in a way where it stays on YouTube. So they play the music in the background. They're constantly like moving the image like really close, and you're getting all these like up close screenshots. So I only do that for General Hospital if I'm not home yet and I'm taking a long bus ride to get home. I'll sit there and start watching it. Yeah, you exactly, Sean. That fucked up music. Well, I mean, I guess we have to sit there and see if Aaron's the father or not. I don't see Aaron being the father of any person's child. Exactly, that's exactly, Alicia. Bootlegging soaps. So Prince, I don't know if Prince sit there and just thinks that like, yeah, exactly. Sean, I don't know if Prince just sits there and think like YouTube is just allowing these. Like, no. Even with Days of Our Lives, people have sat there and said, I'm only able to watch Days of Our Lives because, people put it up. So these just saw how these listen, it'll be it'll be hard for me to sit there and believe that Aaron is the daddy of anybody when he sat there and asked Ari, "Hey, do you want to come in my room and play Nintendo Switch?" I don't know, Ron. I have the same question, so I don't have an answer for that. Now, J Blue says Sonny's plan with blaming Drew for bribing a judge is risky, but hopefully it works. It is risky, but at this point, you know, at this point, exactly, Alicia. They also sit there and say, "Hey, make sure you write a comment underneath because it helps the algorithm. If you hit the like button, it would encourage me to sit there and put up more reviews." You mean bootlegs? Like, come on, you can sit there and say it starts with a B, ends with an R. Listen, their channels be going up for a hot minute. The CBS ones usually get taken down the fastest. It's GH that stays up the longest. I'm like, Prince, if you're gonna sit there and watch Beyond the Gates, which even if I actually let's type this in. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. That's hilarious. But Sean said just DVR it so much better if you can't watch it when it's on. No, Ron, I'm not surprised. I mean, a lot of people are just delusional nut jobs. But yeah, that's what I do, Sean. I but see that's the thing though, Sean. Like you gotta sit there and say just GVR. It depends. Uh, I mean, I don't even know how many people actually have DVR. Like I have it because, well, I have to have it. But um, it's the same thing for the Emmys. Y'all okay? So y'all know at this point, and I'll probably make a separate video. But y'all know at this point the Emmys isn't coming on TV, right? The Emmys is coming online. Like it's only going to be online for this year's Emmys. It's only going to be online. It's not going to be on TV. So yeah, that's the thing, Sean. It's the same people that say, I can't watch Days of Our Lives because I can't afford the subscription or I don't want to pay. It's usually I don't want to pay for the subscription to watch Days of Our Lives. I'm like, well then I guess you ain't watching it then. Yeah, for the Emmys this year, it's not going to be on TV. So no CBS or anything like that. It's going to be online only. It's going to be online only. Ugh, it looks so good, but I'm like, I don't feel like waking up at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Johnson be looking good. Johnson be looking good. So shout out, shout out to Eden McCoy. And yeah, I mean, we didn't even sit. Well, somebody mentioned that though too, Lisa. Um, and I don't know. It's no, it was Monique. I was gonna sit there and say it was Alicia. Alicia, you have to sit there. You have to email me why you don't like Stephen A. Smith. So this way I know what the hell I'm talking about the next time I talk about Stephen A. Smith. Um, Now Jay Blue watches GH on Hulu. That's where I watch. That's why I watch GH also, just in case um. Actually, tell you the truth, I have no reason to watch on Hulu. Oh, if it's a news interruption. If there's a news interruption, well, if there's a news interruption, I guess I'll just watch it on YouTube. Yeah, that's what we was saying, Jay Blue. Most people don't have like DVR, so it's like you just watch on Hulu. The pro, the problem with Hulu. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look this stuff up, Alicia. But the problem with Hulu is that even when it comes on Hulu and it's supposed to come on at 8 o'clock, and then it's like 8:10, then it's 8:30, and it doesn't happen too often. But when it does, it sucks. It sucks ass. And I actually have Hulu commercial free. So I only watched it one time on Hulu, and that was when I was at the when I was at the wedding. That shit never flew by so fast before my life. I almost forgot what it was like to sit there and actually have ads on. Lisa says I have to watch all shows on regular TV. Yeah, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, the bridge. Ooh, the bridge. But I don't. And the thing is, I don't even like watching it on YouTube because there's a lot of times they don't have the whole episode on there. They're missing parts of the episode. It's the same thing with Y&R. It's like you have to find the right person to record it right. Otherwise, you don't have it. So now I don't. Speaking of Liz, everyone keeps saying that, Krista. Everyone keeps saying that, but like, it's hard for me to sit there and believe that he got somebody pregnant if he doesn't even seem like he knows how to talk to a woman. I was like, did no one not see that scene when he sat there? What's good, Samuel? What's good? How you been? I'm like, did no one not sit there and see that scene when he was sitting there asking Ari to come to his room so he could sit there and play Nintendo Wii? Oh, it was on this. Oh, it was on time this time. Okay, good. Shit, how much money are we paying for it? Better be on time. I used to like SAS on GH, but his political views have turned me off, and unfortunately, he doesn't keep those views to himself like Engo and Nancy. Work per usual. Okay, all right, Samuel, it's good to see you. Glad everything is well with you. Oh, I get it, Lisa. I get it. I watch a lot of times. I watch Y&R early, like if because I watch all five of the soaps. So if I can get a head start and watching Young and the Restless, oh, I'm doing that shit. It's like homework. Let's get that shit done early. Like hopefully I could sit there and catch the Young and the Restless this weekend, this week. And that's the thing, Alicia. A lot of times, like I think that Nancy's a good actress. My whole thing though, like I don't mind them talking about their political views. I have an issue when they start being nasty towards other people that don't share in their political views. That's my issue. Timmy says I'm behind on all the soaps. I stopped watching B&B because it's terrible. But you still watching Beyond the Gate Star, right? Because if so, I made a video that you're not gonna like. I'm like, I don't need to agree with you on things. I just don't need you to be shitty towards me because I don't agree with what you agree with. You know, I'm a live and let live kind of person. You know, like how I see you and communicate with you is not based on politics. It's based on if you're gonna be an asshole or not. But Yeah, and that's the thing. That's I'm saying out of this. Oh yeah, well, I mean, Sean, I'm not talking about one political side or the other. I'm sitting there saying like I don't care what your political side is. I care what kind of person you are. You just don't like kidnapping stories in general. I got you. What's good last day? It's been a minute. Yeah, that's my whole thing, Sean. It's like, yo, listen, I care about you as a person, you know? Yeah, Jay Blue. It's fun. We were just sitting there talking about Jason and Anna too earlier. And as usual, I am in an island by myself and I am so okay with it. Oh, last day, did you hear? I think Remy is gonna be partnered up with a man. It's funny, Alicia. I think it was I can't Belinda from Soap Dirt had the theory that it's Willow who masterminded the whole shooting, which I don't get. I know I have some stuff going on and just need a break. I came to Curry Stream sometimes, but in a much better place now. New job, more money. That's good. Happy to hear that. Yeah, exactly, Prince. Yeah, no, it's all about respect, man. I mean, it's all about respect. That's what it comes down to. All about respect. You know, time will tell. Time will tell. Oh, I don't either, Lisa. I said this before. Like Nancy Lee Grind came at me at one point. Now, Samuel says, "Well, I think some things aren't political, but they get turned into political, such as someone, gender, race, sexuality. Nobody chose those things, no matter how what we may call it. You better do politicals. Better do politicals nowadays, or better not do politicals nowadays." But yeah, she came at me sideways at one point. What did you say? Like, what did you say, Samuel? I think his acting is fine. Last day, I mean, you know how I feel about people on Beyond the Gates. Like when it comes to his bad acting, like look no further than on Beyond the Gates, because like I said, 50% of them just can't act for shit. But I think his acting is okay. I think he acts like a typical California kid or a typical Californian young adult. That's how I look at it, Cherry. Oh, okay. I don't think it was that bad, Samuel. Yeah, I don't think it was that. I kind of thought it was gonna be worse, but mm, yeah, check it out. I mean, if you want to go live, if you want to, if you want to see what shitty acting is like, then yeah, sure. I'm still watching it. Haley Tata has been showing this, so I can see it, and it's pretty amazing, Alicia. It's pretty amazing. Now she playing a dangerous ass game. Don't get it twisted. She is definitely playing a dangerous ass game. But like Johnson says, do you think Tony will succeed at taking back the company? He has a really good chance. I think he has a good chance. He has a really good chance. I think probably best case scenario is that the split happens. Like the company just gets split back into Titan and Demera because they've been trying to take over each other's companies for years. And the only thing that really taught them was just how much more wrong it can actually go. Especially them since they're trying to buy that damn hospital. Like that was a real acidine ass move after taking over the company. Like you already have two companies. You would sit there and think, oh well, that's enough money. Nope, we're gonna buy a hospital too. What the? She's not Lisa. She's really not. Jonathan, I remember when Eva was actually likable. Miss those days. Alicia, what the hell is EJ cooking up with his undercover plan? I'm very curious. Both of them can. The sad thing is, Jonathan, both of them can actually do better than Tomas because no, I did not know that. That's interesting, Sean. She is. She is, Alicia. And my whole thing is when Eva's sitting there talking to Tomas, and Tomas is once again trash talking his girlfriend Kat, and she's sitting there smiling and looking on into his eyes. I'm just like, if he's sitting there trash talking somebody who he says that he's in love with, what do you think he's gonna do to you? This is my whole thing. I was like, Eva, and this is not the first time that he sat there and led her on. They were making out in the bed, and then Kat came and he pushed her away. And she sat in that booth crying like she lost the love of her life. And clearly this dumbass did not learn her lesson. Exactly. So exactly. I'm like, you should be smart enough to know that. But that's what I think, Jonathan. I think best case scenario is just like just separate those damn companies. I like the fact that they're working as brothers, but Jenna says I'm excited with the new B&B edition. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. Because listen, Cat is interesting, but even she doesn't deserve to sit there and be dealing with Tomas. Like that's insane. And then of course you have Chelsea's story, right? Oh, and like I said, Haley's playing with fire, right? Haley's playing with fire in a sense. Because I'm like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? I understand that she wants to sit there and try to make Bill jealous, but you just going out of the one up getting this man fired, getting this man an ass whooping, just to sit there and try to get his attention. And Ashley's another one that I don't like because I don't think that she deserves a good man. And she's doing this whole back and forth. Oh, I'm gonna be with you out of pity. Girl, you sat there and dragged your mom out of work in the middle of the afternoon to sit there and talk about your boy troubles. What the fuck are we doing? Lisa says she's gonna get burned. The only thing that would stop her from going to Dale, Jonathan, is if she says that she's pregnant. Even though that I don't think that unless she's able to sit there and fake a pregnancy test, I don't see why she wouldn't. Sammy says I've seen bad acting on all shows. I can't be too hard on the new soap the way I am on our shows. Mm. Well, you're a lot more generous than me. Krista, what I can't believe is she just found out that Ridge broke up with her. Ridge broke up with her. And he married you in the same day and you're cool with that? Like, seriously. Sean says anything fun planned? Oh, anything fun planned for just Albert this weekend? No, just relaxing, really. Just relaxing this weekend. I mean, I got some fun stuff planned for y'all this weekend, but just me, just relaxing. Um, Johnson says, "How do you think Poppy will react when she learns that Luna is alive?" Thanks, Lee. If she still has that energy, she may actually want to being pissed. But if she starts acting like a mother, remember that her that her daughter wasn't always a nut job, then she may be happy. Oh yeah, for this weekend, yes, yes I do, Sean. Yes I do. Have some fun stuff planned for the week for Saturday and Sunday. Actually, you know what, Sean? I'm so glad you said that because Sunday you inspired me in a sense, and I felt like you asked for it for this one this Sunday. You asked for this one. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. I get it. I get it, Samuel. Like I don't have the patience. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it's been 6 months. It's been 6 months. That show, for me personally, is not getting any better. So yeah, you inspired me with that one. I'm like I'm like it's been 6 months. Hell, I don't even I sit there and I go back and I look at the first week and just like the first week I think it was for me, I got caught up in the hype. It was so much hype, it was so much promise, it was so much like, okay, cool, let's really sit there and give the show a chance, right? And the intro was great, and you see them being treated like royalty and representation, everything like that. And then after about a couple of weeks, you kind of just like, I mean, Alicia, Passions was campy fun. Passions was campy fun. This is Beyond the Gates is like it almost seems like they can rival some of the Asylum movies acting. LaShawn says Jason was out of line with Anna. Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, bro, she ain't going to jail for you. Who the hell you think you are? You ain't special. I heard of that too, Jonathan. I'm very curious to sit there and see what she's going to be in. But if that's the case, then the hell they got on the show for? I don't. Simmer says, "I'm not asking you to be patient. I'm just saying the very show that you love was not always a show that you know as today." I get it. I get it. But I mean, like I said, Samuel, I'm not gonna really bash the show tonight. I already did that in another stream and in the video, so I don't need to do that here. But I mean, Anna's the police commissioner. She wants to sit there and be hanging out and associated with the mob enforcer. Johnson says Lisa isn't on contract anymore, so we probably won't see much of her anyway. I don't know. Same. I'm still watching the show. I mean, well, I don't know if you're talking to other people, if you're talking to me. Like, I still watch the show. I'm still gonna watch the show. Like, that's not changing. Yep, that was in the preview, LaShawn. I just, part of me was just like, how dumb was that though? You slept with, first of all, you sexually assaulted this man, if we're gonna be honest, and then you kept sending text messages. Like, you kept begging him to sit there and try to find you out, right? And then when she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call the police." She's like, "What? What are you doing?" The fuck you mean? What is he doing? What do you think he's doing? Lisa, nobody said anything about going to jail for the Corinthos or anyone. I'm just saying, Alicia, listen, that's and what's good deluxe. I'm just saying, like, that's pretty much why I stand on it. I know everyone has their opinions about it. Most people think that deluxe says Anna was out of line with Jason. Okay. Well, all right. I respect people's opinions. I feel different. Um, yeah, but what's good? What's good deluxe? I don't know. I sat there and Not a fan of caper stories. Okay. Well, I'm talking to you. Oh yeah, no, I got that. You're not a fan of camper stories. No, I got that. Yeah, Samuel, no, you good. You good, Samuel. You know, always appreciate your take on things. Willow was a shooter. I'm not getting that. I know people sit there and say that, but I don't get that though. I'm like, even if they got a new judge, you would still need his power and influence. So like, what would be the point of sitting there shoot? Like that would literally go against what she's trying to do. Like, but nah, Sam, you good. You know you always good. I was gonna sit there and say when we in the member streams, we've been watching a lot of 70s and 80s stuff of General Hospital, particularly like, some of the Sunny stuff and um like the robber stuff and like that stuff from like the 70s and 80s, that was actually kind of fun to watch. That stuff was actually pretty fun to watch. So, but I get it. Different folks with different strokes. What's good, Spider? I like Jason, but he was tripping today. Like, what the F was he smoking? Because whatever it is, I would never want. Yeah, I said the same thing. I stand by that. Jason was out of pocket. Dude was in his feelings. Uh, Maybe he just hasn't really processed things called feelings before, but like, BC says Willow may have a split personality. Samuel says Beyond the Gates is giving people what they miss from Souls, but I also think the show can be better. But even Bill Bell hated Wino in the first 10 years. That's why he changed things. Yes, she did, LaShawn, but Firecrack says Brit is full out crashing the F out on her mama on Monday. How do you feel about her scenes today? Her scenes was fine. I was cool with her scenes. I wasn't a fan of and Cherry Ice Cream is a new member. Thank you for joining. I was actually cool. Ridge is coming to be Beyond the Gates. Well, he's visiting. I was actually cool with her scenes today. I wasn't a fan of Lulu. Lulu looked at Britt like she was mad and disappointed that that um that Britt wasn't dead. I'm like, damn girl. I mean, I get. I don't know. Well, maybe Spider. All I know is that she sat there and said that the attack. No, you did it right. You remember. You are a member, Cherry. So thank you for joining. We're gonna have a fun time this weekend. And she said the attack was real. So But see, my whole thing is though, Brit is also a hypocrite though, because she sat there and she tried to act like she didn't understand where her mom was coming from, but she came at Jason sideways for the same thing. She got upset with Jason for like damn near the same thing, but yeah, maybe maybe Spider. I mean, she's been so vague. It's like I guess we'll know when you know. I mean, you know how they generally tend to do this. I'm surprised. Listen, I'm surprised. I was actually kind of happy that what you call it, that that Liesel pushed Brett. Because if it was let up to Brett, we would have got that much for like a couple more days. I'm like, what are we doing? Lisa, if it was up to Brett, then no. Let's see if this is working. Now let's see if the audio is good. Oh, the audio is jacked up. Yeah, let's see if the audio is okay. You're good. You know what the hell happened yesterday? Prince says Brit's being back will make Lulu mind her business and stay out of people's business. And poor Charles. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very divisive story. Most people aren't. DC is. I'm a fan of it, but I mean, like we learned today, people felt like Jason was not out of pocket. I felt like he was totally out of pocket. I'm like, bro, you need to sit there and calm yourself. You're doing too damn much, bro. You manipulated me, bro. If she didn't get your ass there on time and everything like that, then Johnson may not be alive. So maybe you should, instead of you sitting there whining and complaining, maybe you should just sit there and thank her. Like, I don't know what your issue is, but you need to calm. Jibu says Lulu fears got the better of her. Did she try to rope in Brooklyn and then Dante gave her a look? Samuel says the only weak spot in GH is the caper story and Jocelyn being the WSB and Britt coming back, which is actually a compliment coming from me. Prince says, but Albert, if the table returned, Anna would have told Jason the same thing. Anna would have told Jason the same thing. Yeah, then she would have been out of pocket as well. Listen, I'm not risking jail time for anyone. Like, I'm not risking jail time for Anna or Jason. Once she said, "Hey, listen, I would have went to jail," he still sitting there getting mad and in his feelings. I'm like, bro, f you and your feelings. I felt like I was being manipulated, bro. The only person who has been manipulating you since day one is Sonny. Like the fact that you actually sat there and got upset. Oh, well, that was different. Yeah, that's what a person who's been manipulated would sit there and say. I remember it was a creator that sat there and said that they're tired of seeing Carly in everything, right? And of course, people clapped at him and everything like that, like excuse me, like he was out of line. Just like people came at me sideways, and I sat there and said that Beyond the Gates was fucking trash. Um, and I said it, and I'll sit there and say it again. Like Beyond the Gates makes The Ball and the Beautiful look like a goddamn masterpiece. Listen, I have to sit there and say that every now and then just to, you know, remind people. I got to do it, Cherry. I got to do it to the people. I mean, don't get it twisted. Like if people, I'm never gonna sit there and tell people, oh, well, don't watch it or whatever. Like, yeah, it's a masterpiece. Even with this dumbass Ridge story, it's like it's so bad. And then, the sad thing is, like, say, like Donnie was like super excited. I was like, how do you want to sit there and be excited that you, girl, your sister begged this man for a month to get back with her. You should be sitting there telling her to run as far away as possible. Thomas shouldn't even want his cheating ass dad back with his mom. Like seriously, Terry. So, like I don't understand how that works. Trina, Trina has become more of a background character in the sense if we're gonna keep it real. Yeah, I've heard people have said that she's a prop to what you call it, but like, and don't get me wrong, like at least they're getting her in something with Kai and this whole, destroying the evidence for her parents and stuff like that. So it's not like they're not doing nothing, but maybe I just don't care. I think that's what it comes down to. And granted, her story hasn't been at peak since Spencer left. If we're gonna be honest, they're using her like she was in a couple of days ago. Getting rid of evidence and stuff like that, and you know. But then she also did like stupid shit, like told Emma what her mom did. Like, what was the point of sitting up there burning the evidence, and you just gonna sit there and tell Emma what your mom did? Listen, Samuel, I know that you're a fan of Beyond the Gates. I just the acting is fucking terrible on that show, and I know you're gonna sit there and say like, oh, it hasn't been on as bro. I've seen better acting off of a solid. I've seen better acting off of a movie called Sharknado. Okay, that's saying something. Prince says, I heard that. I heard that, Prince. I heard that Kelly Monica may be coming back to GH. And people said like she may be coming back like as a ghost or as like what you call subconscious or something. He didn't actually say if he was coming back for good, but I mean, LaShawn, from what Jonathan told me is that the actor that plays him is on contract. So Jay Blue says it's not Drew Kane going to jail for somebody else. No, but I'm like, one man, I'm not going to jail for Jason. Yeah, Sharknado. I've seen, you know that movie. If you don't Google that movie, it's made by the Asylum Company. So I feel like sometimes when I'm watching Beyond the Gates, it's like watching a really cheap stage play. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I didn't want to go on a rant to start really shitting on Beyond the Gates because I still do watch it, but like, it just feels like I just can't help it. Lisa says, "What the f is a Sharknado?" I mean, it's a movie that you never want to see, but I mean, not on purpose. She came out with five of those movies, by the way. Not joking. I've seen all five. Samuel says, "Listen, I don't know how anyone is watching me and B. I can't give them any more of my time. Listen, I don't blame you. Nobody. You know, a lot of people don't want to sit there and watch another. Yes, Ian. Yep. You know what I'm talking about. Listen, Samuel, I get it. Like, especially the fact that Brooke was so happy that Ridge finally chose her again and married her on the same day that he broke off an engagement with another woman. This is why I always sit there and say, don't be a Brooke. Have some goddamn self respect. Brooke is like a cautionary tale. She is like a cautionary tale of what happens when you don't value yourself, when you don't respect yourself. She let Ridge walk all over her, called her daughter a nasty little. And this is the like seriously without a haircut. Yeah, they got a new Theo and everything, which I personally don't really care. Tamara says, "Don't be a damn Ridge either." Well, yeah. The problem is, Tamara, that there are a lot of men out there that are Rich Foresters. If we're gonna be real, there's a lot of men out there that are Rich Foresters. As women, your job are to sit there and look out and avoid the Rich Foresters of this world. Front way, back way, sideways. That's the job. Seriously, Riz talking about hope. Yeah, called her a nasty little and like I don't know how any mother could sit there and want to marry somebody who called their daughter that. Like that is some wild shit. Because he didn't just disrespect you for years. He sat there and right in front of your face disrespected your daughter. And this idiot actually put a ring on her finger. Um, yeah, no, you gotta avoid seriously. That's I would never understand that, Cherry. That's true, LaShawn, but he's digging himself in a hole by lying. Yeah. I just I That's what I said. Don't be well. I feel like with men, you're gonna be you're gonna well, you don't have to. You shouldn't be, but there are a lot of Ridge Foresters. Oh, there's a lot of Thomas Foresters too. Like that dude is nuts. Like seriously, Ridge should be alone. Ridge should either be alone or be with some call girls or an escort. That's what Ridge probably really wants is an escort. You rich, you can afford it. J Blue says, I haven't seen Sharknado, but I've heard about it. Wasn't it? Yes. Yes, exactly, J Blue. I mean, they're goofy, fun movies that like leans into it. They don't try to be something that they're not, you know? It's one of the it's so bad it's good, you know? I can respect that. Just like I can respect Passions. Passions was a show that wasn't sitting there trying to be anything more than what it was. Wasn't sitting there trying to win Best Soap Award or anything like that. And I can respect it. It was goofy and cringy as hell, and it was funny. It was Jen Nesso who shot June. I don't know who that is. I still want Brenda Barrett to come back. I still want Brenda Barrett to come back. Brenda was one of those people that can go toe to toe with Carly. Yeah, get some escort, sure. Just send us an escort. Gibber says, so you don't like Keith Robinson acting on Beyond the Gates I've seen. No, Keith Robinson is fine. I feel like 50% of the actors can't act on the show. Like there's people that can act. Danny can act, Bill can act, Anita, Vernon, Naomi can act. Um there's a Cat can act. Julian says my kidney stone procedure went good, money is still recovering, but feel good overall. Got a step pulled, a stem put in. That's good. I'm glad to hear it, Jillian. I'm glad to hear it. Why wasn't you a Brenda Barrett fan? Very curious. Yeah, chick was a model. Shit, had to be pretty. Have a good night, Sean. I will see you tomorrow. Nah, it's just really good to hear, Jillian. Um, yeah. So you have some good actors on the show. He was okay. He was decent, right? He was decent. Leslie is decent. Have a good night, Lisa. And what's good, Lady V? Okay, you just okay. Oh, Jacinda. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. The old Ted was hilarious. Like old, first Ted or whatever. That dude was hilarious. And he was a bad actor, but like he was funny. He was fun to watch. Old school Ted was fun to watch. And they have good actors, but they also have bad actors too. I hope so, Samuel. I do. What time is it over there? I guess you had that good nap, huh, Lady V? Jalen says haven't watched B&B in a while, but saw the promo for next week where Lee, yeah, because Luna, Luna's a dumbass. Like she kept, and that's the thing. She was like, I'm not gonna blow my second chance. I was like, technically, girl, this is like your third chance. Like, you know, you sleep with a man who couldn't consent. We all know what that is, right? Then you kept sending the texting him over and over and over again. Like, I didn't even know that they actually got married the first time. It's just a trash ass move to sit there and break off an engagement with one person and then marry somebody. Yeah, no, I figured that, Jay Bloom. And then marry somebody else in the same day, like. But I guess it's easy to do when you're with somebody like Brooke. You know. I also heard that Jacqueline, whatever her name is, the actress that plays Steffi, she's come back soon. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, that's what I yeah, I can feel the authenticity of her. I'm so glad that that damn June story was just over and done with. Damn, that shit was annoying as hell. June was one annoying ass character. Oh, like I said before, Ridge Forrester is going to be making his appearance on Beyond the Gates. You know, in all reality, I think that was the best thing that Beyond the Gates wound up doing was um was having all three of those soap operas in the same universe because that show, yes, she is, Jay Blue. Beyond the Gates needs as much help as they could possibly get. Uh, and you know what? In a sense, Spider Quake actually brought up something that was really interesting. And at first, I shot down the idea. Spider Quake was like, Beyond the Gates needs a rival family, right? And they need somebody to come in town. What's good, Freddie? They need somebody to come in town that rivals their money and their influence. And technically, they already have one now. The Newmans. The Newmans versus the Duprees. I was like, they don't need somebody new to come in. The Duprees versus Dumont's. Eh, I feel like the Newmans would be a little bit more better. Like, can you imagine the conversations between Victor and Vernon? Because Vernon, Victor's somebody that you can't sit there and be pulling punches or tread lightly or anything like that. You know, like they can either be really good friends or a really good adversaries. Like, I mean, in all reality, I feel like Jack would be a good a good friend for Vernon. Black Mom says the Avons from Bo will be perfect. Hire a new Maya. Well, Jonathan, you know that the Young and the Restless and the Born and the Beautiful are in the same universe, and the Born and the Beautiful and Beyond the Gates are in the same universe. You know, okay. Samuel says, I just don't like how B&B has fashion houses, not one gay character there. Well, yeah, that's true. Yes, they're going to sit there and change that, but I that's true. That's true, Jonathan. I'm just not the same. Like as far as like if they did do a crossover, you know. But I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm still kind of stuck on this one though, because I've said this before, and you know what? I know I'm going to sit there and kind of ruffle some feathers, but like I feel like I need to sit there and say this. So, you know, Samuel says, I don't like how B&B has a fashion house, not one gay character worked there in LA. Just stupid. And don't take this the wrong way, but that's almost like Smith is saying, you know, I just went to Popeyes and I didn't see one black person there. I mean, it's fried chicken and not one goddamn black person there? That's just weird. Like, and the thing is, Sammy, you're not the first person to sit there and say this. Like, JOJ Media said this as well. And I, I was kind of just like, I can't help but to sit there. I can't help but to sit there and say that. Like I said, don't take that the wrong way, but like that just feels like that's the equivalent. Yeah, yes, just like what Samuel said and what JOJ Media have said. I mean, Freddie and Jerry, am I wrong? But yeah, yeah, I mean they do. But I'm just saying like that'd be the equivalent of Smith is saying that though. I don't know if I've actually ever said that to him when he said that a couple of times, and usually when he said that, I've just been like, I think I actually did say that to him one time because part of me is like, it's like what Jonathan said. It's like, yeah, it's a stereotype. I'm like, yeah, and we know a lot of black people like fried chicken. That's not something, I'm not gonna really get into that. I'm just gonna let that go. But like, and don't get me wrong, Samuel does have a point. And no, and that's the thing, Freddie. Like Samuel does have a point, but I can't help but sit there and look at that and think, yes, there's a lot of truth to that, just by statistics in LA and the fashion industry. Yes, but not going to sit there and try to. Oh no, I love me some fried chicken and watermelon and grape soda. Well, we know the real reason because of Dubai. Because the show airs in Dubai, and apparently that's like a major win for them in a sense. Lady V says, "I would stop the cab. I love you, support you dearly." Thank you, Lady V. I just I had to say that. Like I did, but I get what Sam is saying. John says, "I don't think Jason was out of line with Anna. for the most part, he treats her respect. He was hurt and upset about the circumstance. Let's everyone say what's up to John. But I mean, for the show, for the show purpose, like I said, Dubai is that's a very homophobic place, and so when Jonathan, because they did have an LGBT couple, but that's before they started shooting. I mean, before they started um having their programs in Dubai. But I respect your opinion, John. I do. Like I said, I'm used to being the odd man out, or the outlier, if you will. You know. Someone says, I mean, but we're okay with villainizing black women and putting their jobs on the line and lying about someone having a tumor. I get what you're saying on that. Like I said, I can see that. Like I sat there and I looked at it, right? Mm, I'm not gonna go there. Like I'm not gonna do that. Lady V says it's time for Sonny, Carly, and Jason to retire and start a fishing role company or something. Yeah, for a while, especially back in the Bob Guza days, it was always the three of them. They were always like front and center. It was very mob related. Um, people who used to sit there and say that um, Sonny carried General Hospital, or Maurice Bernard carried General Hospital on his back. Because that the guy came in, and listen, you can love or hate Sonny, but when Sonny came on the show, it also got a lot of males into the show. You know, I remember I used to sit there and have this couple that would come in, and she loved talking about General Hospital and watching General Hospital, and she would get her husband to sit there and watch too. But it was an easy sell because when he came in, he was like, "Yeah, I really love that Sonny character. He's just such a great character," and that's just you know it's like, yeah, soap operas. People will sit there and say it's the woman's fantasy. It's a woman's fantasy show. But like Luke brought in a lot of males into the show. You can do that. You're doing something right. Regardless how you feel about Sonny or Luke, you know. And like I said, if y'all watch the Johnson says Maurice Bernard interviewed the actor that played Kai. Oh wow, okay, I gotta check it out. I thought it would be Selena Wu until Sitwell showed up. Yeah, that's just you can do that. You're good. Like I said, I don't know if anyone remember. I don't know if anyone remembers the commercial. Um, when they used to sit there and play it on SoapNet. Um, the wife would all be watching. The wife would all be watching soaps and stuff like that, and the husband would come in. And then, like towards the end of the commercial, the wife was doing something. She came back into the room and she saw her husband sitting there watching some soap opera or whatever. I mean, that was like the good old days if you had SoapNet, which like I truly miss that. I truly miss that network and how that network was possible back then with having all those shows from different networks be on one channel. Johnson said I watched the classic '80s clip of GH when Luke fights off M- Miko's for from deep freezing Port Charles. Hmm. I don't think you were there Saturday. I don't know if it was the same clip. I would have to sit there and check it out. But yeah, when I did like the Tristan Rogers, that is correct, LaShawn. Lady says I miss SoapNet. Also, I could definitely catch up on what I missed for that day. Yeah, yeah, no, that it was great. I used to sit there and watch it on the weekends. Like, even though that I watched it throughout the week, I would sit there and just like marathon it. You know, I would definitely marathon GH and One Like Live. Freddie says, however, I hope they don't drag Who Shot Drew still being alive. Is Drew should be grateful that Portia even if he had to fake it, but no, he just had to show his arrogant ass. Hey, listen, he got to be a villain. You know, he got to be a vile villain. So, hey, you know, I mean, all reality, you know, if Portia would have let Drew die, I mean, she listen when the truth comes out, she's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Now, if she let Drew die on top of that, it would have been even worse. So, in all reality, yeah, she did it because it was the right thing to do. But let's not sit there and try to act like there was not a part of her that had to cover her own ass. If we're gonna keep it 100, but that's just my personal take on it. Yeah, I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out. I don't know if I watched the same scene as yours, but I think I did it on Saturday. Yeah, you were there on Saturday. I watched a scene that was something like that. I um I was remember that the classic intervention scene with Luke and his family. And that's when Julie was on. Soap operas were aimed for housewives initially. Yeah, yeah. And they and see now it's harder to sit there and get those ratings because a lot of times both both husband and wife are out there working. It was a little that why do you think that like talk shows aren't around as much? And, housewives like being housewives and stuff like that. Like Queen Jess was good, Jess. How you doing? Was good. Like there ain't no more talk shows. Ain't no women home. You know. Oh, I know, Freddie. Most people can't. Um, Gladys Friday, right? No, I feel you. I feel you on that. Listen, I'm just glad I made it through the day. Shit. But I mean, we wake up around like similar times in the mornings. How you do that shit every day? I mean, I could do that, and I think in October I'm gonna have to do that for a whole week. There's gonna be one week I'm gonna have to wake up at like 3:45, like 5 days a week. So he says I called Beyond the Gates today. I don't know why. Yeah, you didn't exactly catch a winner. I mean, it wasn't a terrible episode, but and there was some stuff that did wind up happening. Yeah, yeah, I think she's all right. Oh, definitely, yes, definitely do that, Jonathan. That seems like a cool scene, and we can definitely put that in the rotation. You know, those 3:40, waking up at 3:45 isn't bad as long as I get enough sleep the night before. Like me going to bed at 11 o'clock at night, that shit is definitely not working. Like that just makes me feel like shit. Tracy Steves. See this is my whole thing. And I'm tired of Andre. Just I think you've been tired of Andre. To be honest, I think you've been tired of Andre. They put the commercials on the soap operas to get the women to see things and urge their husbands to buy. This is one of the reasons that soap operas had a lot of money and they were successful. Facts. Oh, I know. I mean, the thing is though, like in the beginning, like you said, they didn't seem like they knew what to do with him, and he was just kind of everywhere, you know. And Jess, let me ask you a question. What do you think? What do you think of the Chelsea storyline? What do you think of Chelsea Bear storyline? I think it's interesting. I think if there was a better actress, I could probably be a little bit more invested into it. But like, because like I mean, I do YouTube and stuff like that, so like I get it on some level. Like I don't get it on the level that she gets it. Like she got like a million subscribers and da 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 da. So like we're not on the same level, obviously. But Jay Blue says, "Do you know if the comedian Josh? No, no, I never heard of him. What about him? It's boring now and it ended badly. I don't know. I guess part of me feels like on some level, like, I get you don't do social media and stuff like that, but like you are on social media. Um, I know there's a part of you that have to sit there and think about, you have to be conscious on some level when you post anything on social media. So I figure like you would probably get a little bit more. The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Yeah, no, I know Stephen Colbert. I think that Stephen Colbert is personally funnier than Jon Stewart. And then there's somebody else named he's on HBO. I think his name is Brian Oliver. I think his name is Brian. Is it something Oliver something? It's Oliver something, right? Something Oliver. And of course, Haley, like I said, Haley's out here playing these games. John Oliver. Thank you, Jonathan. Freddie says, yeah, I saw a little bit of Beyond the Gate story of Chelsea being kidnapped. I was like, this chick, Allison, is obsessed cuckoo for Cocoa Buff and glad Chelsea fights back. That was the only thing interesting. Took her ass long enough to actually do something. Just as Haley's so done, we still don't know why she faked the pregnancy. Lady says, I think you're talking. Yeah, John Oliver. Yeah. I know it was something Oliver. But see, now we went from that to her trying to make Bill jealous. And see, my whole thing is like, Bill's not the type of person that I feel like you should be testing. Like I get it on some level. Like she's jealous of seeing those two holding each other and embracing each other. But she's also not understanding. I'm like, yeah, I know. uh Freddie says, I still love GH, just want to try something. Oh no, I get it. I would like pick any other show other than Beyond the Gates personally. Like, and I literally mean any other show. Like, pick any other show. Okay, I don't want to sit there and say that, but Haley's a desperado of Beyond the Gates. Why didn't she pick Randy? It would have made sense. He did sit there and come in and um help her when she was losing her fake baby and everything. So I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, Jonathan, I don't know enough about passions of power to sit there and recommend that. I'm going to be honest. And I mean, given what I saw, I probably wouldn't. But to be fair, and part of me is like, I'm not going to lie, they kind of lost me like the first 17 minutes. Like, I'm pretty sure if I go back on there, I think it'll probably sit there and save my question. But passions, yeah, passions, yes. Nicholas says, question to you about Britt. Do you believe she has that disease because there's no treatment for it in real life? I believe she does, but it's a soap opera, right? And yeah, there's no treatment for it in real life, but in a soap opera, they have no problem bending the rules when it comes towards anything medical or anything that has to do with the law. So I do believe she has it, but I believe when she says that she has it in remission, because then she could sit there and still play that out when she needs it. Passions, yeah. Passions, yes. I like Passions, Jonathan. Just it doesn't make sense that Britt faked her death because she was scared to go from Hunterson's. They better have a better explanation. Well, I mean, she did sit there and say that she also like. Well, she said she was doing something with research, but she was like she didn't want her mom to sit there and see her body deteriorate. She didn't want to sit there and have them um go through that. So like that does track because that's what Anna said. Anna was like, "Listen, if she faked her death, it's probably because she doesn't want to be seen as like weak and helpless and stuff like that." Jay Blue says Josh just recently hosted on the Daily Show. He's usually a correspondent. The Daily Show is still on Comedy Central, right? I forgot where it got moved to. Yeah, I would like a lot of things that's better on GH sometimes, but Freddie says I've seen a little bit of both the Bold and the Beautiful and the Young and the Restless. Pretty interesting. I mean, if I had to sit there and choose between the Bold and the Beautiful and the Young and the Restless, she deserved that slap. I mean, she did chastise Jason for the same thing that she did. Freddie, I would personally pick the Young and the Restless. But if you're going for time, like if time is a factor, then I would sit there and say B&B. Nicholas says, "Oh, speaking of that, do you think the research stuff has something to do with Nathan?" Of that, I don't know. I mean, I know everyone's guessing that because the actor is coming back, but I don't know. Just says, and what are we doing with Emma and Gio? We're still on this lab storyline and haven't made any effing progress. That was annoying. Yeah, Nathan is coming back. It's a good guess, but who the hell knows if that's actually it's a good guess. I would sit there and say I give it like maybe 60%. But at one point, I thought that Peter is the boss of Brett, or was the boss of Brett, and Jack pretty much just came in and practically said that the mission was a failure. You know, but part of me is like Jack. It's very hard to sit there and say if you have any room to talk because you had a mole under your nose for years. Like they could have just sat there and did reconnaissance and everything like that, and he still would have been outed. Because Jack, you've been working with a mole for years and didn't know about it. Like, what's your story, Mister Super Spy? How come you didn't sit there and you know, like what's up with that? Like, you want to sit there and drop the hammer, but you dropped the ball. Like, yeah, they seemed like they were having fun. They just came back surfing. I'm not gonna lie, when they came back surfing, and they started messing around. I thought that was like a dream sequence or something. Because I was like, okay, maybe they'll hook up with just like one and done or whatever. But No, no, actually, it was not. I mean, they came back in that room laughing and everything like that. Like they've been dating for years. Like, so I'm a little confused by that. And then I'm not gonna lie. That's what I was thinking. They were giving off, they were giving off Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibes. That's what I kept thinking. They were giving very Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibes. It was odd. It did seem a little left field. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was like, oh, okay. And I'm not gonna lie. I gotta sit there and see that scene again. I'll be certain. And be surprised they still kept their jobs. Not only that, but like there's a point where they're like making out. They hear a noise. And maybe I need to watch the scene again. But did Jack come in the room before they pulled their weapons? Because like they tried to do this whole they try to do this whole cool action scene where they both pick up their guns and draw it at that person and draw it at the person coming in at the same time. But I'm like, they they already came in the room. Nicole says, "Do you think they're going to be a love triangle with Nathan comes back? What with Nathan Spinelli and nah? I kind of think that that's already passed. I don't see them doing a love triangle. No, I get what they were trying to do. I get what they were trying to do. J Blue said there are symptomatically treatments to help manage motor symptoms, but it doesn't alter the disease. Yeah, and like I said before, they play fast and loose when it comes towards um like medical stuff, just like they come, when it comes to us law stuff. But I didn't know that Engo was still snitching, trying to get his job back. I mean, I can't blame him. Part of me can't blame him, because I do think he was fired unfairly. The other part of me is like, maybe you should try to go back to the Bold and the Beautiful. Like Engo Rodemaker was on the Bold and the Beautiful at one point. And that's before I started watching the show, and I saw him, and I was like the hell are you doing here? Like it was just very odd. Like the actor that plays Rick, he was on the Bold and the Beautiful. Um, the second Carly, Tamara, she was on General. Oh, it's still on Comedy Central. Okay. I haven't watched Comedy Central in so long. She was Carly on GH. She was. I like Engel too. I like Engel too. I feel like I'm probably one of the very few people that like Engel. I hit you up on Insta. Let's see who you're talking about. But I don't know. I know a lot of people they don't like Vaughn or whatever. I'm cool with Vaughn. Like I said, Vaughn holds Jocelyn's feet to the fire. And that's what she needs. She don't need to be snippy treating no other man like a damn toilet seat. I have no idea, Jess. I still don't know. I it's It's so hard to say, and most people sitting there thinking it's Willow, and everyone's sitting there thinking it's Willow, and I don't see it being Willow. I don't understand how people are sitting there thinking it's Willow. That is correct, Jonathan. Freddie says if YNR called Roger Howard to come to their show, who to say Kelly Monica may not get a call back to GH or possibly on B&B or YNR, just my theory. I don't, okay. I feel like with GH, that's just kind of wishful thinking, but the other stuff, okay, yeah, I can see as a theory. YNR, I don't know who is controlling YNR's budget, but bro, they hired the actor that plays Griffin. Got to be Willow or Stella. Yeah, but okay, see, those two are two opposite. Like Stella would make sense because Drew came at Stella, right? But why Willow? That seems very counterproductive. I know people want to sit there and say, "But Willow's crazy. She has split personality," and I'm like, okay, it's funny. You actually typed that in before I said it, but um, okay. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just very left brain, so like I don't see the split personality thing. Now I do sit there and see a shift in her personality from the sweet, kind-hearted woman that she was to somebody that could be trifling. Have a wild Donna says I have a wild theory about Scout. Oh, Dana. Dana, my bad. I see her being tried. That's what I said. I listen, Cherry. Life could sit there and hit you hard a lot of times, and it can turn even the strongest or the nicest person into somebody that you're not, into somebody that you're not. So it's plausible for me to sit there and think that, hey, listen, she started messing with Sasha's baby. Sasha left town. Willa had the evil smirk on her face, but split personality. She's crazy. That just seems like it's grasping at straws, or it's like leaping. And I feel like most people are probably doing that because they don't like Willow. So like, oh, she's just crazy. I'm like, that's not crazy. That's like Willow's being very calculated. She's very calculated. She's playing Drew. She's using Drew. She's manipulating Drew. Crazy, out of their mind people is not the type of people that you could have strategy. I felt like she knew that if she caused enough trouble for Sasha, that Sasha would leave town, and she did exactly that. That was revenge. That's calculated. That's not fucking crazy. That's calculated. Like people sit there and say the Joker's crazy. It's like no, the Joker is insane, but he is calculating. Calculus. Um, it's possible. It's possible. Nicholas. I mean, they don't keep. They like to bring people back from the dead. Yeah, that's what I was gonna sit there and say, right, Jay Blue. They pulled the weapons when he opened the door already. So that means that whoever came in that room could have just shot both of them, and that would have been it. And then you just would have had two dead bodies. So yeah, yeah. Because part of me was like, listen, when I'm done with this stream, I'm gonna sit there and take a look, but take a look and see if that happened. But like I said, I give him an E for effort. I give him an E for effort. I'm normally not generous, but I give him an E for effort. They try. I can respect that. I would sit there and think so too, but they said that they had Faison's brain in a jar. So just I wouldn't understand how he would be a like maybe people working for Faison to carry it on, but Faison himself, I'm like, he got his brain in a jar. I don't. Yeah. Oh, his head is in jar. Head, brain. Yeah. BC says it's Willow. Nina or Curtis that shot Drew. The hook killer was calculating too, but she was crazy. Had the weapon stood off. I've been I've been normal and calculating, but she's crazy for a long time. Well, I'll put it this way. I don't think that is personally Willow, but I didn't think that it was little Rachel that shot EG on Days of Our Lives, and I was wrong. So, I'm not gonna put it. Oh yeah, I mean that's a soap opera trope. You know, I I can appreciate that more than I could a twin. I can appreciate that more than a twin. I don't know why, but I feel like whenever they used to sit there and do twins, have them come back as a twin, it was lazy as they did that when Roy lived with Colin, and then he came back as who the hell did Colin come back as? One Like to Live Colin. Yeah, I'm like, who the hell? I mean, Jay Blue, I feel like some people are just kind of weird, if we're gonna be honest. Troy. He came back as Troy. And some people are just weird. You want to sit there and try to act like the dude is like 45 and she's like 19 or some shit. I'm like, that girl, listen, that girl is way past 21. Some people just need to calm down. And they did that with Emily. Remember, Emily left and then, well, they killed Emily off and then she came back as Rebecca Shaw. And she was back on for like a month and a half before people was like, nah, this shit ain't working. And then she was gone and then she never came back. And she never came back at that point. So those are the type of tropes where I just like I can't really rock with that. And they did it with Alcazar. One was Louise and the other one was Lorenzo. I'm like, yo, listen, I like Ted King, but thank you, Jonathan. I saw one. I felt like we. Oh, I didn't see this one. Okay, never mind. I was about to sit there and say, I was like, I saw this one. I was like, no, I didn't. All right, that's awesome. Thank you. Yes, BC. Yeah, they had Manny Louise. Yep. And then he came back as some sort of like priest or some shit like that, and it was like, and it's not so much that I can't. by a priest having tattoos. But like, that's the problem though. Like, you when a dude literally sits there and actor be playing like gangster roles for so long. What is that like? What is that like? The dude from Transformers trying to be a scientist. Jonathan, you know who I'm talking about. But the thing is, Freddie, they don't really try to do that on Young and Restless. They don't try to do it. That's the one soap opera that they try not to do that on is the Young and the Restless. They don't bring back people from the dead. Oh, never mind. That's B&B, and I think that's Wine Out also. I don't know who that is. Oh, wait, who? Oh no, no, not Shia LaBeouf. Mark. No, the when not Shia LaBeouf. He Transformers movie franchise. Humans. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's like him that they're trying to play a scientist. Like that doesn't like that doesn't work. That doesn't work. And I'm not saying like a big guy can't be like smart and stuff like that. Like Dolph Lundgren is a fucking genius. Dolph Lundgren is a genius. But like you wouldn't get him to sit there and play a scientist. Even if he is a genius in real life, you wouldn't get him to play a scientist. So why the hell would they sit there and do that? But I mean, to be fair, Jay Blue, I feel like he did protest against that though. I feel like he did. I feel like he probably because like he wanted her to give up. Like he pushed her so hard, he wanted her to sit there and give up. And I feel like it was Jack that really pushed towards, oh, put her out in the field or just be reconnaissance. And like I said, I'm like, originally it was reconnaissance, but like, even if they just would have stayed in their room and try to avoid Jason and everything like that, their cover still would have been blown because there was a mole. And while you're sitting there chastising them, I'm like, bro, maybe your ass needs to be chastised too. You're supposed to be super spy, and yet you had a nose right next to you for years. So I don't know. You're talking about Phazon as far as like how would Phazon come back from brain dead? I don't understand how I could, Jonathan. I don't understand how I could not forget Mark Wahlberg's name. I do like a lot of his movies, though. But no, Freddie, I just, that's just so. I mean, that's like I said. I'm glad that Y&R and B&B don't bother to bring back like you know, because like they listen. They could have brought back Emma Bart. No, I don't think I was actually a fan of the franchise stuff. Like certain movies I've seen. I've seen a movie with him and Denzel. I forgot the name of that movie, but I enjoyed it. Like there's certain things that I probably wouldn't see of his, like certain comedies. I'm just like dads. I don't know if there's enough money in the world you could sit there and pay me to sit there and watch that movie with him and Will Ferrell. But if it's a good action movie, I'll watch. What's good, Darby? How the hell have you been? I felt like I haven't seen Darby in like weeks. Even though I'm pretty sure I talked to him like even though I probably feel like I talked to him sometime this week. But it felt like a while though. What's good, Darby? You saw the soaps? I mean, damn, it must. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's a little bit different for like other people. It's like y'all work like full time and stuff like that. So it's like I feel like some people in the chat like have like their favorite show that they watch like damn near religiously, and then like a secondary show that they'll watch sometimes. Like if they miss it, they miss it. If they catch it, they catch it. Um, like there's a lot of GH fans here. But like if Ron was here, Ron would sit there and talk about how much he likes Days of Our Lives. Jonathan, I don't think she's done anything lately, BC. Because like I looked up the actress and she hasn't really done much of anything. The actress that plays Brenda Barrett. Oh, nice. Okay, tomorrow's your birthday. Okay. Wish you a happy early birthday. The last movie she did, yeah, Vanessa. Yeah, the last movie she did was 2019. My Stepfather's Secret. That's the last movie that she did. People says, what about Roger Howard playing Franco and him coming back as Austin? Yeah, that was. And before that, he was Todd. See, that's the thing. He came on originally as Todd. And granted, from 2016 to 2019, all those movies was TV for made for TV movies. Hell, her last time on General Hospital was 2013. That's the last time that she was on General Hospital. But oof, Yeah, Freddie, she definitely gonna crash out. She gonna crash the F out. Oh, Darby, so what do you got going on for tomorrow then? What are your plans for tomorrow? You going out somewhere? You staying in? Like, what's good? You got the weekend off. I usually take like a whole week off on my birthday. Sometimes I take off like a whole week. I never get bored. My sleep schedule is always off whenever I take off a week. Then I get too used to waking up whenever the hell I feel like it. That's never good. Like I don't like waking up early, but like I feel like not doing anything. Okay, it's just hanging out. Just hanging out and chilling. Yes, yes, Jay Bloom. And a couple of them, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Shiloh, you had Mark, and then you had some new guy that I don't even remember his name. BC says, I think on like the left had a problem with him coming on GHS Pod. That's why they had to change. Yeah. Um they had okay. One Life to Live had a problem with them killing off Cole and Hope. When they killed off Star's boyfriend or whatever and baby Hope and Cole, One Life to Live felt like General Hospital was trying to sabotage them. And I think they retconned that when they moved to like Hulu, but they felt like that was a betrayal. They was like, "Yo, listen, we loaned you these characters. Like these characters, like you're borrowing these characters. It's like something saying, hey, listen, I'll let you borrow my toys, and you broke them. And you broke them. You literally sat there. I didn't tell you to do that. I don't know about the sabotaging part, because I feel like that's a little kind of nefarious and diabolical to sit there and accuse them of sabotage, but like, why would you kill off Cole and Hope? Like, you can find another way to sit there and give them a story, an interesting story, other than killing off two cats. And that was the first episode that they were on, and they did that. I think some people didn't like the One Like to Live characters coming on General Hospital, which I'm like, I don't understand why. Like, I felt like that person was just like a General Hospital purist or something. Like, ew, other characters coming onto my show. Like, not that big of a deal. That last run with him being Austin, that's another person. Like, come on, bro. I'm not gonna sit there and take. I can't take Austin. I can't take Roger Howard being a doctor. I can't take him seriously being a doctor. Johnson says Roger as well as Michael and Chris Kristen had to stop playing their One Like to Live roles because ABC lost the rights to One Like to Live. When the show was revived on Hulu, on the third actors had to play had had to play characters made for GH. Yes, that's right. He became Franco. Um, Todd became Franco. Star became Kiki, and Michael became. Yeah, just I didn't understand. I'm not gonna out this person, but like it's just unnecessary. Why are you whining for? Like, bro, they're only on there for a little bit. Like, why are you making such a titty fit about it? But and who? Oh, Silas. That's what it was. Silas Clay, because Silas Clay was well, was Kiki's father. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of lost the timeline there, but Johnson says the lawsuit from Prospect Park, the production company behind Like Live Revival, killed the revival, and when they lost the lawsuit, ABC won back the rights to One Like Live as well as All My Children. And that's why you were able to sit there and get Blair to come back. And see, that's the thing though, like you brung him back as Frank. You could have brung him back as Todd. Yeah, um, Nicole. Yeah, I heard that too. That's right. Nora Buchanan also appeared on it. That's correct. Jabu, is that a time factor, or that's just the only one that you're just interested in watching? Is why you will only watch GH? I'm always very curious. I'm always very curious about that. Yeah, it was. It was Jay Bloom. Because part of me wanted to sit down and watch that show, but then I was like, I don't really have a lot of time, and well, there was other more important stuff that was coming on, but it looked like a good show because it had that CSI kind of vibe a little bit to it, so I kind of wanted to watch it. Uh, I mean, to be honest, I don't even know he would even want to come back on. I mean, a dude got fired as Silas Clay, came back on as Ben Hamilton, and then got kicked off the show essentially. So like, I mean, they can ask if he's gonna come back, but like, I don't know. If I got fired from my job twice, I don't know if I'm gonna sit Hamilton Finn Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton Finn. I don't know if I would sit there and want to come back like again. I mean, Nicola, I'm not trying to like dash your hopes or anything like that, but like, it's like when people sit there and say that I want them to bring back Sidney McKellar. I was like, Sidney McKellar chose to leave. You can't bring somebody back that don't want to come on the show. Like usually, if an actor leaves a show, then it's going to be harder to get them back. Now, if they fired them and they ain't doing nothing, it's probably easier to get them back. You know, that's just how I look at it. Nicholas, Nichols. There's like some people that be like, oh, I want Julia B to come back. I was like, Julia chose to leave. I was like, oh, I don't know if you're gonna get her back. Like, oh, absolutely, J Blue. I did that. Yeah, I did that like a couple weeks ago. Well, in August, I took off my birthday. I was like, nope, I don't. I don't hate my job or anything like that, but I was like, I want to just kind of chill out home, you know, chill at home. not have to deal with anything crazy, any crazy customers or anything like that. I'm good waking up on my own volition, you know. Like I said, I didn't do anything that day on my birthday. I did something the following week, but for my birthday, I just kept it chill. You know, it was very simple, and that's what I like. And that's what I wanted. But now I think I'm gonna probably end the stream here because I'm actually starting to get tired, and I don't want to sit there and sleep the day away because I do got some stuff to do um, before my stream. But I do want to thank all for joining tonight, though. This was hella fun. Also, I didn't sit there and say hit the like button, but like I'm kind of afraid to sit there and see what the likes are. Okay, now my phone is not working, so that's awesome. Yeah, hit that like button. 23. Okay, good. I guess we're on point then. Lady V says, I'm sorry I missed your B day. I've been dealing with so much. No, it's all good, Lady V. You're here now, so I appreciate that. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you, Lady V. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you for joining. Have a good night. Cherry ice cream. Thank you again for coming through, being a member. Have a good night, Blackmon. Have a good night, Jay Blue. Have a good night, Darby. Have a good night, Queen Janet. Have a good night, Queen Jess. Have a good night, Spiderquake. There we go. And have a good night, Nicholas. I think that's how you pronounce your name, Nicholas. Have a good night, John. And Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Soul Chat with Bombastic. Thank you, Jonathan. Says good night. Good night. Hit the like button. Just hit that like button. Thank you again, Lady V. You have a great weekend. And if you get around, if you ever want to join to become members, I'll see you in the weekends as well. But until then, I will see everyone in the next stream. Laters.